Let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're building a sustainable system to help you scale your content without completely burning out. Honestly, if you've ever felt totally overwhelmed by that endless grinding content treadmill, or, felt like you're just throwing your videos into the void, well, you're exactly where you need to be. We're going to pull some deep insights from the absolute latest strategies on habit formation, AI workflows, and the highly specific mechanics of the 2026 YouTube Shorts algorithm to give you a complete, actionable playbook.
You see, building a channel isn't just about magically hitting a million views. It's really about the daily systems you build to get there. As James Clear lays out so perfectly in his book Atomic Habits, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. It's so true. The most successful businesses and digital creators out there, they don't just rely on massive goals or sudden fleeting bursts of motivation. No, they rely on incredibly well-designed tiny habits that compound massively over time.
So here is our roadmap for today. First up, building your creator systems. Second, AI morning routines. Third, mastering YouTube Shorts. Fourth, hooks and retention rules. Fifth, the motivation niche playbook. And finally, monetization and long-term growth.
All right, let's jump into Section 1, building your creator systems, the foundation of scale.
Okay, there's a really crucial mindset shift you absolutely have to make right now if you want to survive as a creator. You've got to transition from stressing over massive, outcome-focused targets to relying entirely on repeatable daily systems. Look, it is super common to fixate on the end result, right? Saying things like, I want to hit $1 million in revenue, or I need 1 million subscribers by December. But honestly, constantly staring at a massive distant goal is a surefire recipe for burnout. The gap between where you are right now and where you want to be just feels insurmountable. What actually closes that gap is a repeatable system. It's about dedicating yourself to a daily routine, whether that's scripting, generating leads, or editing just one short piece of content before noon, regardless of how you feel that day.
So how do we actually build those daily routines? Well, you need to follow the 4 laws of behavior change, which basically help you design an environment that removes all the friction from your content creation process. First, make it obvious. If you want to edit more, leave your video editing software open on your desktop the night before so it's literally the very first thing you see when you sit down. Second, make it attractive. Tie your content creation to something you genuinely enjoy, like, pairing your scripting time with your favorite ambient playlist. Third, make it easy. Reduce the hurdles to hit record by leaving your camera on the tripod, fully charged permanently in place. And finally, make it satisfying. Track your progress visually. Maybe draw a giant red X on a wall calendar for every day you post, just so you get that immediate dopamine hit sense of reward.
Moving on to Section 2, AI morning routines, the accelerator.
Now I want you to think of this next habit as your coffee reset. Before 9 a.m., while your coffee is brewing, and crucially, before that caffeine-induced anxiety has a chance to kick in, you use an AI sidekick as a quick reality check to organize tasks and reduce that overwhelming mental clutter. Decision fatigue is the absolute enemy of creativity. If you wake up and instantly panic about everything you have to script, shoot, edit, and post, man, your creative energy is drained before you even sit at your desk. Instead, use AI, not to do all the heavy lifting of your actual creative work, but simply to outline your priorities for the day. It basically takes your brain dump, organizes the chaos, and completely removes the decision fatigue, so you can just execute.
All right, Section 3, mastering YouTube Shorts, the output.
The landscape here has fundamentally shifted. Raw volume just doesn't win anymore. The algorithm now heavily, almost exclusively rewards viewer satisfaction. This means your attention, completion rates, and replays are absolutely everything. It used to be that you could just spam a platform with dozens of low-effort, poorly edited clips and basically brute force your way to growth. Yeah, that era is completely over. The 2026 algorithm operates almost like a behavioral psychologist. It tracks microscopic behaviors. Did they watch the whole thing? Did they swipe back to rewatch a specific transition? Did they immediately check out your channel page after the video ended? That deep, measurable satisfaction is literally the only metric that guarantees your content will get pushed to a wider audience. You really have to shift your mindset from spamming content to meticulously crafting experiences. And even though you can now make up to 3-minute shorts, the data is crystal clear. A 30-second video with an 85% completion rate will completely overpower a 60-second video with a 50% completion rate. Just because you have up to 180 seconds available doesn't mean you should stretch a simple, punchy idea into a whole mini-documentary. Pacing is everything. If you pad a quick 20-second life hack into a drawn-out 60-second video just to hit a longer watch time, your viewers are going to feel the drag. They will swipe away, your retention graph will drop like a rock, and the algorithm will instantly kill your reach. The rule of thumb here is brutal but super effective. Keep the video as tight as humanly possible without losing the core value. Which brings us to Section 4, Hooks and Retention Rules, stopping the swipe.
Listen, the first 1 to 3 seconds will entirely make or break your short. It is absolutely crucial to make the topic visually obvious, promise immediate value, and start mid-action to prevent viewers from swiping away. Please avoid slow fades, long intros, or saying things like, "Hey guys, today we're gonna..." No. Instead, cut straight to the core. For example, rather than saying, "Today I'm going to show you how to bake a cake," you start mid-action with a knife cutting into a perfectly gooey, steaming chocolate slice while you deliver the payoff line. In a fast-paced swipe feed, people aren't browsing like they do on a TV couch. They're impulsively reacting. If you don't instantly show a big facial expression, bold motion, or the final outcome, they are already gone.
So, I want you to do a quick audit of your own content right now. Ask yourself, are your current videos immediately clear or are viewers just swiping past? Check your analytics dashboard today. If your retention graph is nosediving in the first 3 seconds, that's a massive red flag that your hook is weak. You might have the absolute best advice in the world at second 15, but if nobody is sticking around to hear it, what's the point? You really need to identify the most satisfying, visually arresting part of your process and put it right at 0 seconds.
Now, to keep that retention high after the initial hook, you got to implement some technical best practices. You have to film vertical, mobile first, in a 9:16 ratio, absolutely no black bars. You must include large, high-contrast captions placed safely in the center of the screen so the app's UI buttons don't cover them up, meaning you're designing perfectly for sound-off viewing. You also need to introduce a visual change, like a quick zoom, a text pop, or a B-roll overlay every 2 to 4 seconds just to reset the viewer's attention span. And finally, design the ending so it flawlessly matches the beginning. By ending exactly where you began, you create a seamless loop that subtly tricks the brain, catching the viewer off guard and almost guaranteeing a second watch before they even realize the video ended. Let's look at a practical example in Section 5, the Motivation Niche Playbook, the blueprint in action.
You can take proven, rapid-fire hooks and use AI tools to generate complete scripts and visuals incredibly quickly. Consider high-performing opening lines like, "The richest people alive all do this before 6 a.m." Or, "This one mental trap keeps 90% of people poor." Or perhaps the highly relatable, "You're not lazy, your brain is just wired wrong." That specific line is genius because it immediately promises value, validates the viewer's struggles, and challenges a common belief all at once. Or a classic like, "Everything you want is on the other side of fear." By leaning on targeted AI generation tools, you can turn these emotionally charged, deeply human hooks into complete, consistent daily uploads, completely eliminating those painful hours spent staring at a blank page. Also, consider the powerful contrast between time management and energy management. This is a perfect example of a short, valuable insight that flips a common script and performs incredibly well. Pretty much everyone talks about managing time, right? But explaining that managing your physical and mental energy creates 10 times more productivity? That's a massive paradigm shift for a lot of people. Presenting contrasting ideas like this instantly communicates the core message, making it highly digestible, highly shareable, and deeply satisfying to watch. It's the exact kind of aha moment viewers love to send to their friends.
And finally, Section 6, Monetization and Long-Term Growth, Building the Funnel.
Here is the ultimate truth. Every single short you create should act as a mini sales funnel, seamlessly guiding the viewer through a journey. First, you hook the viewer. Second, you provide immense value. And third, you direct them to a next action. You simply cannot rely solely on ad revenue from the shorts feed to build a sustainable business. The most successful channels know exactly what they want the viewer to do next. You hook them, you deliver a fast, incredibly valuable tip entirely for free, and then you strike. By giving away that immense value without asking for anything up front, you build immediate trust. And that trust is the exact psychological currency you need to give them a clear call to action. Whether it's directing them to check out a full long-form tutorial on your channel or clicking the link in your bio to join your newsletter, this strategy transforms a quick, thoughtless swipe into deep, profitable session watch time.
Ultimately, you must use AI to test formats and hooks, not just to make noise. The goal of integrating AI into your systems isn't to just spam the platform with hundreds of mediocre, soulless videos. It's to intelligently test different angles without burning yourself out. The creators who are completely dominating in 2026 aren't the ones making random clips. They are the ones using advanced tools to speed up their strategic execution. Think about it. You can use AI to generate 5 wildly different hooks for the exact same core idea, post them, see which one the algorithm heavily favors, and then just double down on the winner. It protects your creative energy so you can actually focus on strategy.
we've seen how making tiny, systematic adjustments to your morning routine, ruthlessly optimizing your hooks, and applying smart upload strategies can completely change your trajectory as a creator. So I have to ask, are you ready to build a system that actually works for you, or will you keep falling to the level of your habits? The tools and the algorithms are out there waiting for you. It's time to build.